I'm going to keep working in this room, which is both a pantry and utility room. I poured a leveling compound on the floor and then varnished it. The access to the crawl space, the hatch has been cut out. We're good. In the back, we're installing the thermodynamic water heater with the proper setup. On the other side, a typical partition wall, metal frame, insulation, and drywall. I need to install a washing machine and a dryer all the other way around. Countertop above. Cabinets or shelves, we'll see, but I think we'll go with cabinets. Before anything else, I need to plaster and paint. But since I don't want to make things complicated for myself in this kind of room that will need to be repainted in 5 years and everything will have to be removed, I'm going to stick on some laminated planks. So it's laminated medium density fiberboard concrete imitation. This wall covering is a plank that's 2.60 meters by 15 centimeters and 8 millimeters thick. It's a concrete imitation. It works well and seems very easy. For maintenance, the back is medium density fiberboard with a small tongue that fits together. You can arrange them vertically or horizontally. I'll choose vertical. That way, I just have one cut at the bottom or at the top, it doesn't matter. Between the floor and the board, I'm going to leave about 1 centimeter. There will be baseboards too, also concrete look. I chose everything in gray concrete, it's really good. We're gluing the boards with a well-known adhesive, namely Patex Pro 100, which is the acrylic version, or Patex Pro 200, a polymer version. But I'm not going to use the cartridge format, I'm going to use the pouch format. It's exactly the same formula, nothing changes except the format. And it's a new way of doing things, which is more economical and environmentally friendly, since we're going to use it with this gun. It allows us to reduce waste by 90%, since this pouch that we're going to insert into the gun will be completely compressed. So there will really only be a completely flattened pouch left. This means less construction site waste, since all pouches go in one bucket. Then you take everything to the waste disposal site and put it in the correct container. Here's how much waste eco cartridges produce versus standard cartridges. I can fit 2, 3, 4 and a small fifth one. So this pocket format, as I mentioned, creates less waste on the worksite and makes sorting easier as part of the AREP, the extended producer responsibility. Economic players are responsible for their product's entire life cycle. From eco-design to disposal, they're very easy to use. You take the gun, remove the ring, the cannula, take out the pouch, pinch it well, cut it, put it in the gun and retrieve the cannula and the ring. You screw it on, press again, dispense the glue what needs to be glued, and once it's done, well, you can unlock it. You remove the ring, the cannula, take out the pouch that's completely flattened, get a new pouch, pinch it, cut it, put it back in the gun, press and glue. It's that simple. With the special pouch gun, you can use regular cartridges. You put it in, take the ring, lock it, operate it, and glue. And there's even a QR code on it. The eco pouches also have a QR code with instructions. So you'll see it in action, but for now, I'm going to cut my little blades. So the glue is applied behind the blade. All we have to do is press it against the wall, making sure it's level with the ceiling. It's perfect. I said I'd add spaces at the bottom and I will. But here, because of the glue, I don't necessarily need to put spacers, but I'm still going to put some anyway. Here, one plank supports 2, 3, then 4. It may sink slightly. Feel free to use small plastic spacers, like this type. Yellow shows this amount in millimeters, green another, and so on. So you adapt. For the blades, that's done. I'm very satisfied with the result because it's fast, clean and smooth. Just a quick wipe with a sponge and done. I don't want to repaint this room in 5 or 10 years for a washer and dryer. It's fine. Some people say it looks like camouflage and ask if I wanted to hide something. That's not wrong, because first of all, I did. If I walk into a house and see things on the walls and ceiling, I assume there was damage they wanted to hide. That's not the case. You saw it's drywall. I glued it directly. I could have used a batten and stapled it instead. If you ever see that in a house, consider if there was damage behind the paneling or boards. If I sell the house and the buyer asks about something on the wall, I say it's just drywall, but they might want proof there was no damage. Hold on, there's a video. You'll understand how the structure is made and why. Did I stick them on the drywall? Simply because I didn't want to bother with it. I went into the studs in the corner to maximize space. I cut along the groove and the tongue. I glued it, pressed it. I should have done this panel second and that one third, but I did the first panel, the second panel, and that one last. Why did I do it like that? Because I wanted to go second and thought, wait, there will be cabinets above. Is it really worth it to put the boards behind the cabinets? So I ended up working on this panel second. That made me consider the problem with the cabinets and boards going up and stopping at each cabinet. I decided to place them all the way up, so if we ever remove the cabinets, the pattern stays consistent, even with holes. Of course, all that's left is to fill the hole with grey putty. The switch, the outlets, everything is connected. Both the washing machine and dryer have dedicated lines, with the dryer also protected by a circuit breaker. For the washing machine drain, Grandpa's salt gibberry, we don't need glue, just fit it together and cut it. The pipe cutter, I've already shown it to you several times. It cuts and deburrs in a single operation. So you place it like this, okay, and then you turn it. And there you have it. It's cut and it's deburred. And of course on both sides. There, quick, the little trick, we don't need it anymore. So it comes in 32 and 40 here. This is diameter 50, since I'm going to do everything in diameter 50.
So, to fix the drain, I'm going to drill here. I know there's a stud right behind.
We're going to enlarge the medium density fiberboard. Medium density fiberboard and drywall are enlarged. I'm on the stud. We'll be able to put in a rivet nut, and now I'm going to drill the stud that's just behind. And we're going to put a rivet nut in it, and I can fit the pliers inside. You can see the nut there. I crimped it into the 5 cm wide Geberit Duofix stud after marking everything. We use an 8 mm threaded rod, but any nut or rod of 6 or 10 mm works too. And we simply screw it into the nut. And the advantage is that I'll be able to adjust the depth in relation to my clamp and the drain. It's also much sturdier than just a simple anchor through medium density fiberboard and a drywall panel. And to make it look nice, we put on a washer and of course a lock nut. I'll need to tighten all of this and then I'll be able to put on the clamp. So, to avoid damaging the gasket, we'll simply grease it, because with Grandpa's system, we have a gasket. That's why there's no need to glue it actually. And the gasket that seals it is the advantage. As soon as everything is detachable, I can position it however I want. You see, you really put it there. If I get a clog, I can take it apart, but once glue is used, it's permanent. Big advantage with a gasket.
You do whatever you want.
So once it's greased and all set, we can put our tube in there and fit it in, and that's it. And if I need to take it out in a year, in 10 years, well, I just take it out and put it back in. Next, just lock the collar. Some people say the collar is too big. The collar is too strong, but plastic collars always break and their tabs wear out, so I don't want them. You also can't adjust depth as you like. With this type of collar, I put in the threaded rod, I adjust the depth, like I explained to you. And back then I had set up the vacations. It was slightly offset from the wall, so I would have needed another layer to make it flush, but here it was fine. One collar is enough, we won't climb on it anyway. And now we can put in our trap. So next we'll be able to install the trap for the washing machine. From 50 to 40, since my trap is 40, everything is molded. There are no joints except at the hatch. I won't need it since I told you about Grandpa's living room. Everything's removable, so if it clogs, I can just take it out. A quick spray of water makes it perfect. Now take the magic cream again and apply some here. You could put it on the joint, but we're on the wrong side. You won't see much. We spread all that. There we go. I'm going to put some inside. And then we put it together. It's perfect. We wipe most of it off to keep it clean. Don't judge me. What can I say? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm the only guy in the world who installs a washing machine or dishwasher siphon into a steel stud with threaded rods, nuts, and lock nuts. It takes a crazy person to do that, and that's me. One mounting point here, the second one a bit further away, an earthquake happens and the siphon stays on the wall. We'll tap into the copper pipe by adding a T to the cold water supply. The water is already turned off. So we use it in the traditional way, and if you need to put it in, well, just like this. And now it's much faster with the ratchet. So here I'm going to place a T. Of course, we make sure the seal is properly inside. There we go, a piece of pipe. This is just to check the alignment, and of course we'll take it out afterward. We were pretty good here. I'm all the way in, so I make a mark with the marker. And let's say it doesn't move. It needs to stay like this. The little Zilty clamp, which works well. We put this in the throat, we check that the marker is still in the right place, and we press. And it's crimped. So then, hop, we put this one inside, and we'll be able to pull it as well. We'll put its body beside it. This one was around here more or less. I need to cut it here. My reference point is the little dot right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. So if I cut you there, we're good, we're fine. And so we can put it back down. Here. There we go, perfect. We're making sure that I'm straight. Next, I'll install a valve with a loose nut. There's a gasket inside. If the valve isn't straight, it's fine since I can tighten it with the loose nut, but it's best to get it right from the start.
The loose nut fitting.
FLOFIT. So my valve makes the transition between the copper and the FLOFIT. Okay, so FLOFIT is multi-layer. We'll tighten this by hand for now. We'll use the wrench later. So next, we're going to calibrate this one a little bit. We remove the protection and we put it here if it fits. We've reached the stop. Not sure if you noticed, but there's a window here. Ensure the multi-layer reaches the top. So now we can crimp. We squeeze, we press. I know it's crimped because the blue indicator popped off. We also don't throw these indicators away. After you've collected around 100 of them, here I'll install a butterfly valve instead of a washing machine faucet. They're basically the same. I don't have a washing machine faucet or butterfly valve. I'd need to get one. I even want to tell you this lasts longer over time than a washing machine faucet. It's actually easier to repair than a washing machine faucet. Okay, so it'll go here. If you do as I did, ensure there's a tray at this level. At the threading, you can add the gasket and loose nut. If you don't have a tray, if your valve ends with threading and it's sharp at this level, you're going to crush the gasket and ruin it. That's a guaranteed leak, so you need at least a 2/1/8 of an inch flat surface. The gasket is crushed, but it won't be cut by the threading. Okay, so we cut here.
We're not worried about 2 millimeters anyway.
There we go. We're properly fitted into the window. We're good. And the advantage of flow fit is that I can adjust it. You see? Turn the ring toward your desired crimping direction. Zero leaks guaranteed. All right, let's see if it works. I've turned the water back on. Perfect. Here it's done. And on this side, you can still see all the pipes. And I've been thinking, I thought the best solution was to put boxes 50 or 60 wide all the way up. But on wheels, with a door, of course, to keep dust from getting in, a fixing point at the top to keep it from tipping over. The day I need to work on a water supply or a drain, well, I just remove the fixing point and I can pull out the boxes. That will provide storage and hide the piping. If you haven't seen the installation, it's the thermodynamic water heater and water supply, but not the filters. I installed them later, but it wasn't complicated. The video link will be in the description. I changed the expansion tank because I had to fix something one evening. Where I work with wood, I needed an expansion tank. We changed the water heater. So I took the one that was there and replaced it with a new one. But it's an 18-liter one. It's exactly the same as the old one, okay? View of the back of the front toilet showing its drain, electrical connection, and the small niche. Here, the wooden reinforcement, that's the mirror with its electrical connection. The vanity cabinet is just behind with the sink. Water supply, cold and hot water drain. And here, so this wooden reinforcement is for the column. There's a cabinet just behind it. Cold water supply, hot water supply, and a drain that's waiting. Because here, I absolutely want to find a hand basin, some kind of old white sink, wide enough to wash everyday stuff. Okay, so here, a hand basin for sure. After the water supply, the drain goes to the washing machine. You saw it. Here, I can easily put my hand through to shut off the water supply. And the tray, I placed it on a magnet, you get it? And there's another trick, by the way. If you don't want to bother with magnets, you can put 2 battens on each side. You shouldn't let the batten go all the way to the end. You stop at 3 centimeters by stopping at 3 centimeters and attaching 3 centimeters of batten under the tabletop. Under the worktop, of course, it won't be able to move forward anymore. So you put it on top and then it will be blocked. To lift it, you just lift it up simply. I didn't film the 2 cabinets behind me since I'll release a video about them soon. Assembly and installation of cabinets with the small rail that fits perfectly. A wall that's 3 meters wide, 4 cabinets of 60 right in the middle, and a 40 cabinet. I made the fronts myself with a nice medium density fiberboard finish. We'll see it all, plus a small LED strip underneath. It's beautiful, that's for sure. It's not in a kitchen, but you can do the same thing in a kitchen, of course. We'll see the cabinet installation in this video. They're the same ones I used. I bought the fronts pre-made instead of making them myself. I hope this video gives you some ideas. Covering walls instead of plastering and painting in this room is pointless. Water supply, drainage, countertop, machine below, and cabinets above. See you soon for another video. In the meantime, take care of yourself.